What's going on, everybody? Thanks for being here. Let me just start the stream on Instagram. Just 1 second. Thank you for coming in. The world is trash, per usual. Everything is garbage. What more can we expect? Everything is on literal fire. Tip of the actual cap, you fellow bags of rice just currently residing here in this hot garbage planet. Thanks for coming in. Tip of the cap. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming to tickle my bag for a couple of minutes. I had so many topics of sorts that came across the old desk today, as it were. And I was like, wow, we're doing great. So the title of this particular stream is Things Are Totally Fine, because they are, and stuff. We're doing great. So many topics, couple of topics. Just wanted to just grab your ankles, because I'm just going to twist one sideways and blast it into your balloon knot. It's already hot in here. I'm already hot, yelling. My throat hurts. I'm screaming. The world is on fire. Everything's garbage. It's happy espresso day, Whatever. Who cares about the facts and history and all the things that occurred? Who cares about that? So thanks, vets. Thanks, vets. We made coffee machines, whatever. They're like, what? They're like, what? Traditions and history and stuff? Shut up. You go on Joey Basement's Twitter account and and look at what the Easter Bunny decided to post today. And it's like, oh, happy, thanks for coming to the White House, BTS. They, them. Shim Shore. It's like, okay. It's like, how about D-Day, you psycho? But whatever. They're like, happy they, them. It's like, didn't something else occur on this day, you demons? But whatever. Who cares about that? You mention that to a person that pays attention one day a month, and they're just like, don't you care about the kids? It's like, okay, so that's fine. So another egg farm burned down. No big deal, you know what I mean? They're just burning down. What is that, 19 food plants mysteriously burned? Look, if you've ever watched a literal movie, I'm just curious. Has anybody in here watched a movie by the show of hands? Cool, I can't see you, doesn't matter, but you get it. There's always like these nefarious, like super secret underground, like deep state people that they're just like, yeah, we totally did that. And then it'll have like some Don Lime lookalike or something on the TV, and they'll be like, they're like hot, they're like such and such news at 6, and they're like, another person mysteriously got in a car accident. It's like right before they were supposed to testify against Kevin Spacey. It's like, yeah. They're like, Jeffrey Poopstain just happened to mysteriously, it's like, break his orbital bone. It's like, it's impossible for that to happen, but don't look here. Look, we got Ghislaine. Oh, here's a list of all the, whoops, don't look at that. They're like, ah! They're like, sorry about the eggs. Sorry about the chickens. They're like, oh, another plant burned down. We'll investigate what happened. I can tell you what happened right now. I can literally tell you what happened. I could give you a play-by-play what happened. I saw something the other day that showed that they made these robots that are the size of like the end of a pin. It's like a little, and they're just like, I forget what it is. Not the size of a pin. Oh no, they made a robot. They made a literal robot. You could give it a gagal, but don't give it a gagal. Give it a duck duck. Oh wait, don't give it a duck duck, because they're in the pocket of fucking president t-shirt. So just, I don't even know. Just like write a letter and throw it into the ocean. You'll probably get a better result. But look it up on, I don't even know. Ask Jeeves, hit up Jeeves and look it up. They made a robot that can walk on the side of a penny. Give it a look up. They made a robot that can walk on the side of a literal penny that's so small it can go on the size of a penny. So if you mean to tell me that a multi-generational demonic family who who has been like interbreeding for hundreds of years that aren't on the Forbes list because they could just buy Forbes and destroy everybody, that are like not beholden to any like country or currency, just run the world for thousands of years. If you're going to tell me that they don't have the technology to just swoop in there with like a UAV, like an unmanned aerial vehicle, and just be like gigak and just pop like a 3 million egg a month or whatever farm that they have right there, and just be like, oops, like it mysteriously burned out. It's like, if you think that doesn't exist, then I'll have what you're having, Jerry. You know what I mean? I'll have the special or whatever you're doing. But yeah. I'm living in a dream world of magic. Everything is fine. No one does anything bad. They're like, oops. Oops, the farm burned down. Today. Yeah, so that's believable. Because whatever. That's what they say it is, so it must be true. But what I also find hilarious, which is like kind of like the first thing I wanted to crank into your Dirt Star in this evening's broadcast, Sausalito at 8 or whatever, Sauce at 8 p.m., is last night, because I don't enjoy happiness or whatever, I watched, because it's free content. You watch what the psychos talk about, it gives you free content. You can see what's tickling their bag and how, what dark arts they're choosing to dabble in at the moment. But I watched the Tonight or last week Tonight or whatever with John Oliver, and he was talking about, he did this whole segment on school resource officers. And basically what this guy said is that school resource officers, you look it up, you go watch yourself. This person, this allegedly human person, said on HBO while he was getting funded by whatever. It's his opinion, He doesn't have a team of writers or whatever. They're not like, say this, Weeble. Here's $10 million. I'm sure it's his opinion or whatever, but whatever. You know what I mean? Cool. He's like, school resource officers are bad, and he made the case that school resource officers and or literal protection for literal children, youths, in literal schools, literal resource officers in literal schools are bad because they're mean to the kids. The case that this literally, like, I don't even have a word. The case that this person made is that the kids feel threatened, and of course it has to be because of their skin, everything's real. That's all it is. Everything real. What things I don't like are very real. You can't even say it because I love it. It's so fun talking. It's so fun using words now. Don't cancel me. He said that they literally made the case that a person that wants to cause unspeakable harm at a school is more likely to bring more firepower, more ammunition. It's a notion, ammunition in the ocean. You get it. I hate everything. Is more likely to bring more firepower to a school because they know that there's a student resource officer there and they're going to have to take them out too. So their argument is, if there's a resource officer there to protect the kids, that the person, the psychotic, literal psycho person, is going to be like, oh, I was going to bring my handheld, but instead I'm going to bring the big one, and then I'm going to bring all this extra just because there's going to be a resource officer there. So as a result, we should not have resource officers in schools because it's going to make them bring less firepower. Because some study that some jabron did in their basement, upside down with something penetrating their brown eye, whatever that study, some study said, so now we should have them out of there. And then they put some kid on that's like an activist, and he's like, oh, the student resource officers are specifically looking for students that aren't white. They're specifically targeting. And then he said there was a student resource officer that was also not white. And he also targeted these people, supposedly. It's like, bro, if the guy that looks like you supposedly targeted you, maybe it's because you guys are doing the bad things, bro. You know, maybe that's what it is. Maybe statistics, just because it happens to be this group of people, maybe means that you guys are the ones that are doing it. You just so happen to be looking like this. If everybody that committed a crime was wearing a white hooded sweatshirt, every time somebody comes in, I don't care if they're a giraffe and they're wearing a white hooded sweatshirt, people are gonna be like, you know, the last 8 people that came in here and kicked down the chocolate chip cookie stand were wearing a white hooded sweatshirt. They're gonna give you a crank eye if you're wearing a white hooded sweatshirt, whether you're a giraffe, a hippopotamus, a they, them, and if they're. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? They just like draw these conclusions. So John Oliver, because he's so virtuous and so much smarter and better than all of us, his case is there should be no student resource officers because of these super rare anomalies where this one bad thing happened and this is crazy and such. And his case is fudging trash. It's like, oh, but his solution is ban handheld protection devices from all citizens, all law-abiding citizens in the entire country, but take away the student resource officers because it might cause such and such because some upside-down dweeb Jabron had some study that they conducted from their basement. Okay, bro. He's like, studies say. He doesn't tell you the name of the study, where's the study, how many people were in the study. This weeble, demon with 100 writers just tells you, oh, and tries to gaslight you and tell you that this is preventative. It's like, shut up, John. Like, literally shut the hell up. I swear, it's like if they were like, let's put a 20-foot barbed wire fence around every school in America, he'd be like, little Jimmy in St. Louis got caught on the barbed wire fence one time when he was just trying to climb a tree so he could spray graffiti on the wall and draw a big pen 15, but he got caught in the fence. Therefore, we should have no fences. Some fucking stupid study says that fences are Shut the hell up, John. Your studies are shit. These people are demons. They don't care about the kids, but they gaslight you to pretend like they do. Oh, some upside down hippopotamus wrote on parchment paper that the offense is bad. What the hell are you talking about? Oh, they're mean to kids. And then he shows a video, or they talk about how a school resource officer in Florida had to like knock a female student to the ground and the student got knocked out. And he's like, you should never have to knock out a kid. It's like, what did she do though? What did she do? You know, like, what did she do? I don't know. You know, it's like, they're like, she was just swinging a baseball bat at his head, but you should never have to do that. It's like, they just tell you a fraction of the story and gaslight the hell out of you. And they're just like, no. They're like, if you don't care about the kids, if we don't take it away from every single person in America, shut up, John. I'm so sick of turning on TV to watch multi-millionaire elitists that made all their money getting paid to talk shit about America when they came from some other fucking country like John Oliver. Fuck off, John. I'm sick of you telling us how bad America is. Go fucking back to the Queen's Jubilee, my guy. Fuck you. I'm just saying, fuck yourself. This guy, like, they're like, America's so bad. America. What the fuck do you know? Is that why you're here, dude? Is that why you came here, John? You came here because America's such a shithole? Go to the Queen's Jubilee. No one's making it. They come here, they make millions and millions of dollars getting paid by these nefarious corporations while they just get spoon-fed their garbage to spit out of their face. It gets aligned to whatever destructive behavior. And then they're like, America, bad, bad, bad. And they try to gaslight us. It's like, no one made you come here, John. I'm not over there with tea and crumpets, John. I'm not talking about how the Queen's Jubilee is dumb as hell. No, you're over here getting rich, telling us how shitty it is here and giving us bullshit solutions that somebody spoon-fed to you. You think John Oliver is sitting in in his multi-million-dollar penthouse apartment in New York City researching all this shit. Give me a break. And they just gaslight us and try to make us seem like we're stupid. And he's like, this guy's a piece of crap, and this guy's a piece of crap, and America this and America that. It's like, no one made you come here, John. Like, have a little bit of reverence, you psycho. But they're the elite, they're the most intelligent among us. While he stares through, like, he's like, I have spectacles on. I'm so much smarter than you. Shut up, John. And the sad part about it is like John Oliver is actually a funny person. I find John Oliver very funny. Trevor Noah, on the other hand, literally not funny, the least funny person to exist in the history of literal time, but whatever. And they come here from another country and get rich, make tens of millions of dollars, and they're like, America is such a bad this and that. It's like, you're literally going to make the case that a student resource officer at a school is a bad thing? What the hell is wrong with you? Because they're mean to a couple kids. What the hell are you talking about? They have no evidence to base any of these cases, and then they just gaslight you like you're insane to even think that instead, every single law-abiding citizen in the entire country needs to be less free so that we can protect this thing. But the one thing that would actually protect them, nah, that's bad because this kid got mistreated by this guy. All right. It's like, okay, sick argument, guy. I don't know. I'm just like, it's so sickening to just listen to these guys gaslight us and try to act like they're the smartest among us. It's like, we don't believe you're garbage, bro. Student resource officers are bad because then the kid's going to bring more. Shut up. What fucking statistic do you have to actually validate that? What fucking fake ass study did they conduct through some super left wing organization to make you to doctor the numbers so that they could give you that result? They're like, a study of 4 people said that such and such should apply to the whole planet. That's like Joey Squirts and his Depends coming on TV and being like, the American consumer feels more comfortable than ever. They have more money in savings. It's like, no, they don't, you liar. Your Depends are brimming, Joe. You're brimming with the squirts. Like, they'll lie right to your face. And people are like, don't you care about the kid? It's like, you pay attention never. Every single fake temporary surface level Instagram repost activist that was screaming to high heavens 1 week ago is just going to the pump and filling up their gas tank, and they're like, oh, this is probably fine as long as we're sticking it to poutine. Meanwhile, all the kids that they pretend that they care about are all getting plowed and punished by the fact that they're getting financially destroyed, and so are their families and their parents and every single other person imaginable. Every single person is getting destroyed, but your limousine lib, your rich person, I'm a mom, I understand better than you because I'm a mom. They're all posting their fake activism on Instagram like they're doing something, weighing in 5% of the time. And then they're like, here's a picture of my salad. Here's my lunch. I'm charging my crystals. Mercury's in retrograde. Oh, it's important that you accept yourself. I'm depressed. It's like, yeah, we know. Yeah, but whatever. Because nobody cares. Nobody cares about the full story. Nobody cares about the depth of what's actually going on. They just turn on the TV and they're like, this is fine. Okay. Yeah. I pay attention for 1 hour a month. I'm going to scream at you in the DM. It's like, cool. Literally cool. Meanwhile, the Joey Squirts administration has invoked the Defense Production Act for the creation of solar panels. All right, that seems fine. Don't open up more leases so that we could drill for the oil that we have here in America. Don't lessen the taxes and the regulations on the oil companies so that they could produce more fuel, more energy for us to use. Don't do that. Don't reduce that burden that those companies have to uphold. Don't do that so that we could create more energy here, so that we could reduce the price of gas. Gas, which is predominantly based on futures, oil futures, and guessing estimations. So if you literally open it up, the price of gas would literally go down immediately because it's a lot of time based on futures and anticipation of future pricing. But whatever, who cares about that? So they're going to invoke the Defense Production Act, which produces 3% of all of our domestic energy. 3%. Solar panels account for 3% of our domestic energy. Yet, what? They're going to invoke the Defense Production Act so we make more solar panels so we could do what? Increase it from 3% to 3.3%? Cool. These people hate us. They want us to suffer. They don't care about anybody. They want the lower and middle class of people to be destroyed. There is no other rational way to look at the actions that they're taking and the words that they're saying. No rational person could conclude anything other than that. They want to destroy the lower middle class. They want to destroy the nuclear family. They want to destroy the local community. They want to destroy the neighborhoods. They want to destroy traditional values. They want to destroy the power of the mother and father in the home. They want to destroy all shreds of tradition, American exceptionalism, courage, bravery, anybody that wears the badge, anybody that serves in the armed forces. They want to destroy any and all recognition of all of these people and how good they have been for all of humanity in the entire planet. They want to destroy that so that you could be broke, dependent, subservient, weak, mentally hurt, disabled, protectionless, defenseless, broke, sad, depressed, on pills, alone in your home with a diaper over your breathing hole, watching a corporate media gaslight you to your face while they tell you that your child can choose to be a hippopotamus when they're 5 years old. And you should take them to watch a mentally deranged adult human man pretend that there's something else while they put dollars in their underwear at a place because it's for inclusion and equity and if that and the other thing. And meanwhile, we're going to socialize all that medicine. We're going to socialize all the business. We're going to destroy any small business. We're going to destroy the most prominent small business that exists, restaurants and hospitality. We're going to take away your ability and your ability to make yourself healthy at a time where being unhealthy in your daily life is the one thing that would actually help you stay alive. Then we're going to force you we're going to force inject you with a mystery juice and tell you that if you don't take it, you're fired. You lose your job, you lose your career, you get ostracized from society. Oh, by the way, you can't get on a plane, a train, a bus, a ship. And also we hate you, and also go home and die while we teach your kids that they're bad because their skin is the wrong. Like, what the hell is wrong? People are sick. Meanwhile, the Center for Human Control and Obedience came out, and I think it was yesterday, and said that people that have been boosted, just a Fauci boost direct in their caboose, are twice as or have been getting infected with the clap twice as much as people that didn't get the boost. And what's their defense against this? Oh, well, people that didn't get any juice at all, their numbers are still higher. Okay, cool. So if you got the mystery juice twice, you're getting the clap at half the frequency of people that are getting a boost directly into their brown eye. Fauci just lobs in a pitch, throws it to third base, and they're like, "Yep, listen to this guy. Cool. Who cares about his past and stuff? Who cares? Who really cares about that? You can catch AIDS from eating cereal with your family." Okay. Yeah, who cares about that? What is it? History? Stop using facts. Quit it with the facts. Yeah. Who cares? Yeah, whatever. So best of luck to everybody that lined up at the local fucking food bank or whatever to get their boosty, boy. Best of literal luck to you. Meanwhile, people are still out there wearing diapers outside, being afraid of the air. It's like, okay, we are living in an upside down matrix, like mass psychosis hellscape. And everything is so obvious, and they're just like, nah. Most people are just like, nah. It's like, okay. And they're just like happy. They're like happy espresso machine day. It's like, oh, Oh, you mean the turning point, the most significant turning point in the Second World War? All the brave men and souls that lost their life to protect our way of life and the promise of freedom around the entire planet that helped create the most prosperous and free nation of free human beings that has done more objectively to help human beings stay free across the entire planet in the history of time. Yeah, who cares about that? Espresso. It's like they hate us, but whatever. And they're like, "Oh, you want a protection device that has more than one freedom seed in it? Oh, it's going to be 20,000 clams." Meanwhile, a rich person is like, "Yeah, no problem, get 10 of those." Meanwhile, a person that lives in a terrible area where people are breaking into their house every day that has 2 kids, they're like, "Nah." They're like, "Get a 6-shot revolver." Best of luck when 4 adult men blast into your front door. Best of luck. What do you need it for? Deer and Kevlar? What do you need it for? The deer? The deer have vests on? Yeah, Joe, the deer have vests on, you psycho. Like, somebody change his diaper because it's leaking into his brain. Oh my God. Everybody is so dumb. It's just sad. It's so sad. It's so sad. So incredibly sad. And then like you ask, and like I'll say it again for anybody that has not watched What is a Woman by Matt Walsh. You're out of your gourd if you have not watched this documentary. Absolutely phenomenal. A must watch for like all human persons of literal earth. Oh my God. Becky, look at her Jandy. Everything is trash. I would highly recommend that any person just goes and does that. But yeah, and this is the other thing. I feel like the largest minority of people that exist on the literal spinning blue mystery blob that we all happen to be residing on. It's flat or whatever, maybe. Probably not though, but whatever. The most minimalized group, the unsung, group is people with like a basic, rational, objective understanding of reality. It's like having even a semblance of rational thought and the ability to think outside the box and look at things with a critical eye and believe no one just right out of the gate is like it's like those people just don't exist, or they want us to think that we don't exist. It's like, okay. They're just like, tell your mom to screw off and get these and take these pills. They're like, we can stop nature. There's long-term studies. Are there? They're like, cut your pen 15 in half and make it. It's like, you're sick. These people are sick in the head. It's like we're living in a time where like the psychos run the hen house. I heard a really good thing from Dan Bongino today. He said, let's ask the wolf and the fox, or it was something along the lines of, it was like, there's a wolf, a fox, and a sheep. Let's ask the wolf and the fox what's for dinner, or something like that. Whatever, I butchered it, but whatever, you get the idea. It's like we literally have the psychos running the house here, and just being like a rational person is just like looked down upon. They're like, bring your kids to a parade. There might be a bunch of swinging Richards around, but whatever, inclusion. They deserve it. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you? People are so sad. It's such a sick world. They're like, get this. They're like, cut a piece of your arm off and make a fake pen 15 with it, and you're so brave. Look, I'm a gal now. It's like, are you? I wish that people would maybe just, I don't know, maybe consider like accepting yourself. I don't know. It's like, there's a lot of things. There's things in life that you might not like about yourself, you know? And part of being a mature, rational person is that you just learn to accept them because that's how it happened, you know? Just saying. I remember when I was in middle school, Tanya, her real name, this girl that I had a crush on, was like, I like you, but your nose is too pointy. That's what she said. Let's see if I can give you a side profile. It's like a hard. She's like, she's like, your nose is too pointy, and I was like, oh, damn, and like that wasn't great. I was like, oh, shucks. Like, thanks, Tanya. So it's like, but I wasn't like, oh, let me let me cut my nose off. Let me round my nose out, you know? I just was like, well, that's my hecking nose. So I guess I'm just gonna deal with it, Bill, you know? And that's it. It's just like, okay. That's the end of it. It's like sometimes you just have to learn to accept things that happen in your life and just go with the punches, you know? Like, I'm losing my hair. I don't like that. I would prefer to not lose my hair. It's not good. Not a good look. But that's it. Okay, God, this is what it is. Fine. I'll figure it out, you know? I don't know. And if everybody was just like, ah, just decided to make fun of it, okay, I'm just going to get better at not giving a shit that you say something about it. That's it. Maybe figure out other things that I can improve. Like I could do more bicep curls. I could do more push-ups. I could make more money. I could be more happy. I could paint the walls of my house. I could lightheartedly do anything. But these people are so like emotionally damaged that they're just like, yeah, actually, let me slice and dice my Pen 15, or like, what the fuck? And there's a couple people that I follow on Instagram now. There's this one person who I'm not going to name, who I follow on Instagram right now that has millions of followers, that is like, today is day whatever of me being a girl. And it's like, all right, this person is on day 80 or 90 or whatever it is. It's like, where's she gonna be at in 7 years? You know, everything is exciting for a while. Like you can have a garbage relationship with a girl or a guy or a whatever for years before people realize that it's not ideal or it's not right. Everything's exciting for the first 120 days. I just feel bad for these people that they've been sold a bill of goods and sold a lie that you can stop literal nature. Nature can be the most beautiful and the most destructive force. It's yin and yang. It's the duality of the world, of existence. It's like water makes up the vast majority of your body. Water is the nourishment that allows you to live. Drinking more water will invariably make your human body more healthy. You can surf on water. You can boat on water. You can use water for weight. You can create energy by using with hydrogen power, or whatever the hell it's called. You can use water as the lifeblood of the world. Yet water can also be a tsunami. It can also destroy communities. You can drown in water. You can drown in 3 inches of water. It can cause floods and destruction. It can peel apart mountain ranges. It can lightheartedly do an equivalent amount of good and bad. Nature is nature. And like there's people that are going to sit there and say, oh, this is totally fine. I'm just going to take a bunch of pills to stop nature from happening. And I'm just going to slice and dice up my physical body, of which no one in the entire planet in the history of time has been able to control. But now there's modern technology that's going to allow me to do that. So what? So I feel better. Feelings are internal. Feelings are mental. If you think, it doesn't mean that you are. It's not how it works. but all of a sudden some clown shoe, some demon is going to sell this to you. It's like, best of luck with that. Maybe try addressing the internal so that you can accept yourself. Like, I don't know, maybe be happier with what you got. There's people that were born without arms, people that were born without legs, people that were born without arms, without eyeballs, ears, facial deformities, any number of issues. And it's like a lot of them do make the best of it. Yeah, here you have like perfectly willing and like you have perfect able-bodied people that could just be accepting of themselves and like dress however you want. No one's stopping you from dressing, but you're just gonna go and freaking, I don't know, man. And then you have people out there, but this is the thing: if you want to do that to your own body, okay, best of luck. But where it really gets sick and demonic and twisted is how they're saying that you could do it if you're a kid. It's like they are they're like opening up a Pandora's literal box of like dark energy and unleashing it on the youth. And all I know is that the future generations of this country are going to wonder how we let this stuff happen. And more importantly, for all the assigned at birth human men, they're going to be like, what? They're like, did you say anything about this? I don't know. But yeah, they're like, oh, you're a human man. They're like, never exercise, wear a dress, sit outside the girl you love's window and play a guitar, play sad strums on a guitar and beg for her love. That's who gets the gal. That's what they want you to believe. And then you have these beta simp, like 50% soy, just like sad boys standing in front of the convention in Texas, just being like, you're weak. You think you're such and such as an extension of your Pen 15. You're weak. It's like Shiloh. Like, do a bench press. I don't know. I'm just saying. They're like screaming about men being weak, and it's like bench press. I don't know. And then the people will be like, that's such a bro thing to say. You're like, no, I think all human males should do a bench press. Just saying. Unpopular opinion, like learn how to be strong physically so you could like protect, I don't know, yourself, your family, and the people that are not, biologically granted the same things that we have. Long capacity, bone density, muscle size, and a variety of other things, muscle endurance. We're the same as long as you say in your mind that you're the same. We're the same. Okay. They're like, and what's so great about the What Is a Woman documentary is he's like a 7-year-old thinks that Santa Claus is real, that a fat, jolly man delivers all the presents down the chimney for every child in the world in one night, because they don't have an objective review or understanding of reality. Yet this exact same 7-year-old can be like, I'm this. And then you're going to pump them full of pharmaceutical products and feed into the illusion that they can control something that is clearly out of their control, as opposed to teaching them the mental strength necessary so that they can navigate their way through not being willing to accept what they've been given. It's like we have to, in life, accept the things that we can't change and do the best that we can to improve the things that we can improve. We have to control what we can control and accept what we cannot change. Simple lesson. Yet somehow this theory seems to escape everybody. Like, no. Pay these underworld sorcerers 75,000 clams, cut a strip off your forearm, and fasten a pen 15 out of fucking. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? And it's like, I have empathy for these people, but you completely lose me when you tell me that a 7-year-old or a 6-year-old or an 8-year-old or whatever can do this. I'll never forget when I was young, I remember my favorite thing to do, one of my favorite moments was when my parents would take me to a baseball game, to a Yankees game in New York City, and we'd get up to the counter and they would say, "What do you want?" And I could choose if I wanted an ice cream cone or a chicken nugget with fries or a burger or whatever. I could choose. And I liked everything. I liked the burger. I liked the hot dog. I liked the chicken nugs. Let's be honest. I went nugs. 99% of the time, it was pure nug. All right? All I ate from age 3 to 11 was mac and cheese and nugs and maybe a couple ramen noodles. But you're giving me, a 7-year-old, an 8-year-old, the ability to decide what's going to happen right now. You're giving me power. It was the only power that I even remember to this day. I couldn't decide where I went or who I got to see. I could ask, but I couldn't control it. This was one of the only things I could actually control as a young adolescent, young boy. And to this day, I think about how that decision was a decision that I appreciate, because it was like, here's 3 things that you like. Choose which one you want to like right now the most. Power. If you give a 10-year-old the power to say, you have to call me this, you have to treat me this, and then I'm going to watch TV and they're going to tell me that everybody that does this is great and cherished and it's great. They're talking about it on TV. When I was a kid, I watched TV. I just thought TV just came out of the fucking sky. I remember when I was walking the streets, when I was walking the streets as a kid, when my parents would take me out to a business, I thought businesses were just there. Like a kid, I don't think I realized that a human person rents a building and then creates the business and sells shit to you. I don't think I fully grasped what that shit meant until I was I'm not even kidding you, 13 or 12. I was like, wait a second. I thought every business, they just built from the ground, the government built you the grocery store and then you just groceried in it. That's what I thought it was. I thought that the government owned the grocery store. I thought the government owned the barbershop. I didn't understand that Sabrina was the owner of the barbershop and she rented this space from some other jabron that bought this building, and he built this building because he bought this land and he rents it out to the barbershop on a lease. I didn't even understand that concept as an intelligent person that was a spelling whiz and excelled in school. I didn't even understand that until I was 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't even know how old I was. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't even realize that that's what it was. But you're going to tell somebody half of that age that they could be a walrus. It's like, what? When I watched TV as a young person, I just thought this is the pulse of the planet. You couldn't go online and get another opinion. No one in school, no one that I knew, none of my friends had any opinion other than the one that was on TV. If it was on TV, it was on TV. Do you remember when you were younger and you thought that the news anchor was a celebrity? You're like, how the hell is that news anchor? You know what I mean? You're like, the local news anchor. A local news anchor could be a 29-year-old dude. It's like that just graduated. You know what I mean? It's like, I used to think a news anchor was appointed by God. I didn't know anything about that. So it's just there's so many things that a literal child doesn't understand. Somebody said, in the comment, I thought all TV show families were real families. Yeah, facts. I I thought Carlton Banks, I thought the Banks family was like a real family. I was like, Will Smith is sick, you know? I thought Steve Urkel really talked like that, like in real life. I thought he was a person. I was just like, sick. I was like, why does he talk like that? I didn't realize it was a literal human person man that doesn't talk like that. That was like, that I do it. It's like, I thought Idris Elba was an American when I was 34. And then he goes on like a night show and he's like speaking in an English accent. And I'm like, what is it now? It's like, this guy speaks with an English accent because he's from England. And I was just like, oh. So, yeah, but I thought Madonna was singing to me personally. That's pretty funny. So, yeah. I don't know. But, yeah. Tell the 7-year-old. Dude. Okay. I remember one time I was like, I don't even know how old I was. Maybe 8, maybe 10. I don't know. I couldn't have been 8. I had to be like 10. When I was 10, one time I did something not like something that my parents didn't like. I played video games when they said not to play. I didn't clean my room or like some bullshit, some stupid thing. And my parents were mad at me and they left for the day. And we had a 2-story house in Connecticut out in the middle of the woods. And they left for the day. And they were like, we'll be back later, like in a couple hours. They were like, don't leave your room. And I was just like, okay. And they're like, don't leave your room or like there's going to be hell to pay, basically. So they left. They were gone for like 3 hours. I was so shook that I did not leave my room. And it took me probably 2.5 hours before I even took like 4 steps outside my bedroom door to look through the bay window so I could see the car pulling up in the driveway. And no matter what, I didn't leave my room all day. There was no fucking cameras in the house. There was nobody watching me. There was nobody home. And I knew they would be gone for hours in a row. I knew they'd be gone for 3 hours. And I was so afraid to leave my room because of the impending punishment that would come as a result. And I don't mean punishment like I would have gotten punched in the face. I mean punishment like they take away my Sega Genesis controllers for a couple of hours. And I was so afraid to do it, even with no cameras, no possible chance of anybody seeing it. I could have gone downstairs and had a cupcake or whatever, but I didn't because I was that afraid. You could convince me that even though my road had one way out, it's like if I looked outside, I could have seen the car coming from way far away. I could have easily been anywhere in the house and made it upstairs untraceable. I was so worried that there'd be like a footprint in the carpet or something that they would know that I left my room and I would get punished for it. So it's like, that's how impressionable I was. You're going to tell a kid of that same caliber that knows there's no cameras, there's no nothing, but is just so afraid that I can choose and then you need to call me Jennifer? Like, what the frick? But then you go on TV and you watch people, why do people come in here and they start using all of this? I don't even know. And sorry, there's like spam bots from overseas in the freaking comments. But it's just like, if you go online or you go on TV or if you go on social media or whatever, like if you go on TikTok and you look at the hashtag, you can figure out the hashtag. The amount of people that are like mentally deranged that are on here is messed up. And the people that will reiterate and give them this endless feedback loop of praise is like, it's next level dark. So if you were a person that was confused, that was mentally, felt like you were mentally ostracized from whatever or didn't feel right, and you could just latch on to this idea, I need to take these pills, I need to cut this thing, I need to do whatever, you would dismiss all of the necessary elements that would be required for a rationally sane person to move forward and advance successfully through life. and you'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna turn my clam into a, you know what I mean? It's like, what? I need a beard. No, dude. If anything, you're creating even more of a false identity and one that's inescapable. And I think that in this like endless downward spiral of like acceptance, they're trying to make everybody accept everybody, except they're not trying to convince you to accept yourself. It's like they're talking about acceptance, but everyone needs to accept that you're a hippopotamus, but you don't have to accept that you're not a hippopotamus. All right, every person that's speaking in clearly bot words is going to get blocked. But yeah, don't accept yourself. Don't be thankful. Don't be thankful that you're healthy and that you came into the world and you're breathing. Don't be happy and accepting that you were born in the freest nation that the world has ever known. Don't accept yourself, but everybody else has to accept you. Oh, and by the way, it's against the law for you to say that you're not what you actually are. You can't even say it online, otherwise you're hurting someone. And then you have people in other countries, like people in Canada, that will suggest to us, or people in Australia, they'll be like, America's not free. Good luck going to elementary school. On the freedom index that some jabroni tallied up, we're more free than you are. First of all, what the fudge brownie is a freedom index? When I was talking about Australia, there were so many people that were saying that. They're like, Australia's way freer than the U.S. We are higher on the freedom index. I'm like, what the fudge brown is a freedom index? That sounds like some shit that somebody would tell somebody that wasn't free so that they believe that they're free, so they could wield that as a weapon against people that are freer than them. This is not a Pen 15 measuring contest, Australia. I'm not trying to make you feel bad that you're not free. I want you to be equally as free as us. I want us all to be more free, but instead we think it's like some comparison. Like, oh, good luck at school. It's like, if then. It's like, whom hurt you? Like, get out of the kangaroo pouch and like, welcome back to reality, Gerald. I don't know what the hell you're like. We're more free than you. You're literally not. Literally, you're not. But okay, on the freedom index, and then what blows my mind is people in Canada saying the same thing, or people that are like, "Oh, America!" Like I made this reel the other day about they're like, everything that's considered generally left is considered normal, common sense policy in the rest of the world. Then why do so many people come here? Why do so many people prosper here? Why do we have a Bill of Rights here? Why do we have freedom of speech here? Why do we have so many self-protection devices here? Why do we have that? Why do so many people move here? Why are the most successful people of almost any race or any nationality here? Why are the most foreign-born citizens of any nation in the world living in America? Why is that? Why does that happen? Why do we protect all of these other nations? Why do we finance all these other? Why are we the only ones that step up when there's a natural disaster, a tsunami, a humanitarian crisis? No one ever gives us shit. And don't get me wrong, we do bad things, but everybody does bad things. So it's just like, okay, Canada, they're like, oh, we are you. They're like, you don't have free healthcare. Free. It's like, you live in a dream world of magic. If you think anything is free, you literal jabroni. You're paying 60 points in taxes to pay for healthcare that's garbage. You're waiting in a line that's 100 people long. They're like, stupid Americans and their hot dogs and shotgun. It's like, yeah, is that why you came here to get surgery, you psycho? But whatever. It's like, depth of understanding and critical thinking beyond the surface level talking point is like the most uncommon thing in the world. Having just a basic understanding of how the world works. And everybody's paying attention like passively. They're paying attention like 10% of their existence. It's like newsflash. There's a lot of real dumb, really emotionally manipulated people in the world. There's some woman that wants to marry a Boeing 737. She's like, I'm in love with jets. Like, look it up. Yeah. We're gonna, I don't know, man. And like the amount of validation of people that don't produce anything of value, that don't output anything of value, that don't create anything of value, that don't employ anybody, that don't output good things into the world. The amount of compassion that we're supposed to have for these people that produce nothing is outrageous. They have to be accepted, and we got to pay for everything that they have. It's like, bro, go to work. Like, get a fucking job. I don't know. They're like, we shouldn't have to work. Like, people forget about just nature. How do you think it worked before we had all this shit? They're like, I don't want to gather any meat and berries. I don't want to kill an elk. I'm against killing elk. It's like, it's like, cool, Jebediah. Your family's about to die unless you find some elk, guy. They're just like, it's not fair. They're all like around the fire pit, and they're like, Jebediah, you produced like literally no nuts and literal zero fruit for like the community. Like, you need to sit, like, your family can't sit by the fire. Like, you also are not allowed to sleep in the cave tonight. Like, go like fashion your own shelter. And he's like, that. So he goes to so they just go to some other community, and they're like, can you believe the actions of the Neanderthals over on that side of the mountain? And they're like, literally, we don't want you here. And they're just like, every community should be accepted. Oh. Thank you, Shane, on Facebook. Thank you, Thomas, for the donation on YouTube. Appreciate that. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's like, this is the world we're living in. Participation trophy jubilee. The queen's watching horses race, and then then they're like Prince Andrew was going to come, but he has the corona clap. It's like, sure he does. Yo, we're living in like a dystopian hellscape. But yeah, just being like a rational, actually logical person is just the most uncommon thing in the world. But what I really find real crazy is like, you even have like the rational people, the people that are able to see outside the box, the people that are able to draw, other conclusions and understanding of reality. Those are also the same people that will buy into the narrative of whatever happened in Texas, or they'll buy into whatever the narrative is about X, Y, or Z that happened in some other country. They're like, President T-shirt, wear the flag, or they'll be like, President T-shirt's a hologram, like Joe has an earlobe that's not connected, and they go like way off the deep end. And then like they'll yell at you and get very angry psychotic lib about you not believing that Joey Basement lives in a pineapple under the sea, and like Donnie and Pompeo are about to rappel down from a Black Hawk and send Pelosi to freaking Gitmo. They're like, no, he's still the president. He's still the shadow president. They're like, the government is a corporation and the Vatican sold us out to. It's like, yeah, I mean, no, but all right. Those are the exact same people. And then they'll be like, don't pay your taxes. It's like, yeah, no one's suggesting that as a good idea. They're like, like, good way to end up in the clink. Don't pull a Wesley Snipes on yourself, I don't know, but whatever. But like Pompeo. So yeah. So anywho. People will throw me for a loop. Thank you, Thomas, on YouTube for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you to all the people that bought merch on bobbysauce.com today. I really appreciate that. If you're on Instagram, by the way, before I forget, make sure you click the little arrow right here. Make sure you follow me if you don't already follow me on Instagram. Definitely trust the flan. I'm going to be in St. Louis this week for First Form Summer Smash. So anybody in the St. Louis area that's coming to Summer Smash, I'll see you there. If you see me, please come up and say hello. Just don't be weird. Big thanks to everybody that bought the badges. I really appreciate that. Always appreciate the support. Thank you, Chooks Official, my man. Thank you, Carlos NYC Bus, Silent 777 Warrior, Lana Liberty, B, Brit, Toe 30, and Reina DF for the badges on Instagram. Really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for the support. Really appreciate it. I will also be at Student Action Summit, Turning Point Student Action Summit in Tampa at the end of July. And also, next Wednesday, I will be getting my tonsils removed. I'll be getting surgery to have my tonsils removed. So based on what everybody's telling me, I basically will not be able to speak properly and or live a life as a normal human person for a while, a couple days, a week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. So just a heads up, get your dose of sauce in before next Wednesday, because after that, I'm basically going to be out of commission for, I assume, a couple of days, at least a few days, maybe a week. But I guess we'll see. I don't know. People said Bobby Sauce World Tour. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Thank you, Tori, on Facebook. So I just did an hour. Yo, what up, DJ? I'll see you this week, dog. I'm coming out to First Form HQ this week for Summer Smash. That's gonna be a treat. I'll see you out there, DJ. We can clap some cheeks. I'll have to use memes to communicate for a few days. Yes, I agree. So I just did an hour, but I figure I'll take a couple questions. Hell yeah. Yeah, Summer Smash is a good time. I'm really excited to go back again. That will be festive. Thank you, Britt. Said prayers for a quick recovery. Who said lots of orange sherbet? Yes. For those who have not already seen, I made a ton of upgrades on bobbysauce.com this week. I added a ton of new merch, including this. This is the Gunshine State. I'll remove the thing. This is the Gunshine State shirt. This has been a big seller on the site, so check that out. How long have I been in Florida? 12 years. I moved here. I moved here in January of 2010. Just signed back in. Why am I going to be gone? I'm going to Summer Smash in St. Louis this Thursday. I'll be out there for till Monday, and then I get tonsil surgery when I get back. So I'll be out of commish for a couple days after the tonsil surgery, while I basically sleep and eat ice cream with Joe. When did I start getting into politics? I started paying attention in 2010, but I didn't start making videos about it until 2020. That's when my account kind of took off. But I've always been interested in politics because it's the key to being free. The Canadian dad, have I even been to Canada? Yes, I've been to Canada several times, probably like 4 or 5 times. I was just in Montreal right before the Clam Dem in 2019. Dana 2019. Can Joey Basement get his tonsils out too? Yeah, ideally. I see 45 minutes ago, somebody in Florida, nice Plantation, Florida, named Chris, got a Gunshine State shirt. That's what's up. Love that. Oh, have I ever been to Canada? Yes. How free is Florida? It's pretty free, man. It's pretty free. It's the freest place. I'm sure. I certainly am happy living here. I'm happy with all the freedoms that Florida has given us, and I think we have objectively the best governor in America, bar none. I don't think it even compares. I don't think any other governor even comes close. So how did you decide? How do you decide when to make a humorous video versus a serious video? Uh, it's all just feeling. If I feel serious, I'll make a serious one. I just go based on the vibe of the day. Like I've been increasingly making more serious videos because I just feel like everything has been so messed up that it's hard to make jokes sometimes. But sometimes it's just so ridiculous that I can't help it. What am I going to identify as once my tonsils are gone? Probably a flat-billed platypus. I'd go to Florida if my prime minister would let me. Nice. How can someone from Ireland move to Florida? I have no idea. I have to look that one up. DeSantis for president. I don't want to lose him in Florida. I don't think he's going to run. I think Donnie Ballgame's going to run. He won't run against him, and I think he'll run again in Florida, and he will win. So I'm not worried about that. Ron is up for re-election, I believe, in the fall. Tori said, I would love to live in Florida. I live in Pennsylvania. I hate our governor. Common. Has my IG account ever put in jail or taken down? No, but I have gotten a number of warnings. Do I think Donnie will win? I mean, I think it's too early to tell. So who knows? I certainly hope that he would win, or I hope that a Republican would win, but I don't know. I mean, depends. I mean, if they bamboozled him one time, what's to say that they wouldn't again? I have no idea. Susie said, when is your birthday? March 3rd. All I was saying, Jessica said, all I was saying is, where do we go from here? A video is great, but where did we go from here? I don't know what that means. Somebody said Wisconsin has a terrible governor. He looks like an angry bird. That's not good. Thank you, Jimmy's Juniper. Appreciate it. A Republican, not a Rhino. Yeah, we don't want any. We don't want any Dan. We don't want any Crenshaws in there. Have I met any famous politicians? Uh, uh, I don't know what constitutes a famous politician, but like I met Carrie Lake one time. Like I said hello to her really quick, shook her hand. I think. I've met Madison Cawthorn one time. He goes and meets lots of people. But I haven't introduced myself to any others. I mean, there's usually people always swarming them. Like Matt Gaetz has been around at places that I've been, and there's people always swarming him. I don't like idolize politicians. I'm not like, oh, like I don't look at it like that. I appreciate their work, and I'll say that to them. And like Marjorie Taylor Greene has walked by, and like when you can be around them by just going to CPAC and other things, but I don't like idolize them. Usually, I'll like say something if I want to say something, but I'm not like trying to. I haven't seen any or met any that I was like had an extensive conversation with, but I've seen them around. My boy Mike Crispy is running for Congress in New Jersey. He was on Tucker a couple nights ago. Crispy's a good man. Ian Smith from New Jersey, he's a politician now. He's running for Congress as well. So he's the man. When is the clapping? What does that mean? I'm going to go in a couple minutes. I love Madison. I think he was clapped with the election. Yeah, he was probably clapped by the establishment. And like he got smeared quite a bit. And somebody says, what do you think of the potential food shortages and are you preparing? I mean, I'm not like overly worried about that. I have enough food that I could survive for a couple weeks. so I'm not really too worried about that. I have enough water that I could survive for a couple months, so I'm not really too worried. I'm worried for people that don't have access like I do, but somebody said my birthday can't be on March 3rd. Okay. Excuse me. Am I spiritual? Sure. Who would you vote for, Donnie or DeSantis in 2024, and why? I mean, if I had the choice, I would probably vote for DeSantis, but like I said, I don't think we're going to have that choice. I think it's just going to be Donnie. I think Donnie's going to run. Donnie's going to get the nomination, and that's that. It's going to be Donnie v. Michelle Obama. That's what I think is going to happen. I think Cory Booker and Steve Butt and Pete Buttigieg and Krusty the Clown, and I don't think Joe's going to run again. I think it's going to be Bernie, Krusty the Clown, and Michelle Obama. And fucking Oprah. But probably not Oprah. But definitely, I think Michelle Obama that's going to be the play. Somebody says Billy converted yet? Do I really think Michelle? I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's like, I think a lot of things depend on how the cookie crumbles. It depends. I think that if I had to make an estimate, I would say that Joe doesn't make it. If I had to decide right now what I think would happen, I would say Joe doesn't make it 4 years. He retires or passes the torch with 6 months to go, like during the election season. That's what I think happens. I think he decides he can't run. And I think that before he goes out, he gives it to Kamala to get her feet wet to see if he could raise her stock a little bit. I think that Joe retires after 3 years, 3.25, because he's doddering, goes out for medical reasons, says he has some medical reason. He wants to be with his grandkids or whatever. And I think Krusty takes over and Krusty becomes the president. I think we have 6 months to 8 months of President Krusty. They use her 6 to 8 months of being the president to justify why she can't go in a campaign or why no one's showing up. And because she's busy running the country. And I think they run Krusty. I think they see how Krusty fares and how the public receives it. And then their ace in the hole is Michelle Obama. I think Bernie runs again, but he ultimately gets cucked by his own party again. And I think it's Krusty v. Michelle Obama, Bernie and Pete Buttigieg and Cory Booker and frickin' what's her face? The chick from the one that like had her campaign announcement in the snow or whatever, who like nobody really likes anyways. Can you honestly mention one good or positive thing that Biden has accomplished? There's been some good things that he's accomplished. Yeah. Can I name one? I mean, I can't name any off the top of my head, but he's definitely done some things that are good. You can't just say he's done no good things. I can't think of anybody. He's definitely done something that's good. I don't know what, though. Somebody said, I hope you don't play fantasy football. I don't. Do I think Hillary will run again? I certainly hope not. I don't think she could. I don't think she could win. Can I speak any languages but English? No. I could speak a little bit of Spanish, but not really. How's Biggie? Biggie's doing well. He's old. He's chilling. Surgery is next Wednesday. All right, I'm gonna go in a minute. Any last questions? Thank you, everybody that that has been here. I really appreciate it. Thanks to Thomas for the super chat on YouTube. Thanks to everybody that's been buying merch on bobbysauce.com. Really appreciate that. And thanks to everybody that has been buying the badges. Do you think Amber Turd would get a Dem nomination? Yes. Is this my full-time job? I mean, yes and no. Like, I still manage my internet investments, and that takes up probably about 50% of my time. But the other 50%, probably not 50%, probably like 40% of my time. And then the other 60% is this. Say a phrase in Spanish. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Thank you, Banaye. Thank you, Sheila, on Facebook. Linda said, love the merch, my new wardrobe. Thank you so much. Thank you, Born to Travel. Appreciate it. Tori says, I got my tonsils and adenoids moved when I was 13. Buy zip ups right now. They are as soft as a unicorn butthole. Nice. That's a good endorsement. What do I invest in? I buy internet. I buy digital assets. I buy websites. So I own 10 websites. I buy blogs. If you really want to know, I buy blogs. I have a bunch of stocks in the stock market, but those all got massacred. But I'm a long hold type of cat, so I'll have those my whole life. And I think that in the long run, they'll all do well. But for now, they look like crap. But patience is a virtue. Like the URLs? No, I don't buy domain name. I mean, I own a bunch of domain names, but I buy websites. I buy like full websites. Like I buy a website that has content on it that generates money. My opinion on NFTs? Probably cool, probably a good thing. I think most of their value will get eroded, but I think a lot of them will succeed. I think that an NFT is more than a piece of art. It's a token. It's like an access chip. So I think that there's a lot of other multi-uses for an NFT. It's not just a piece of art, which is what I originally thought it was. So I think the NFTs will have a bunch of value later. But I don't have any crypto. I have no crypto. I don't like crypto. I get it that people love it and made $1 million, but it's just not my thing. My cam is always auto focusing on the background. Yeah, I don't know how to fix that. So you need a front light to make it focus on my face? Okay. Thanks. I'll look into that. Opinion on a digital currency, obviously bad, can be controlled, but we already kind of have a digital currency in a lot of ways. They sell ring lights for $5. I have a ring light. I have 2 ring lights. I just use the light from my computer screen to focus on myself. And if you look on Instagram, it's already pretty light. And the lighting is adequate. I just don't, because then the light is in your face the whole time. It's kind of tough. Thank you for being yourself. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. But I do appreciate that someone's here from Twitch. That's awesome. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Would you and Colombian Linda ever go on a date? All right. Yo, thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the love. I posted a bunch of reels today, a couple of reels today. Check them out. If you don't already follow me on Telegram, Getter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, freaking all the things, go follow me. Go to followbobby.com, followbobby.com, followbobby.com. Go to followbobby.com. If you want to support the channel, really appreciate it. bobbysauce.com. You can get a shirt like this, the Gunshine State. Much appreciated. Thank you guys for the love, the support. Thanks for sharing the content. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for loving freedom and loving America. I really appreciate it. Follow me everywhere. Follow Bobby.com. Go to BobbySauce.com and grab some merch if you want to support the channel. If not, I appreciate you nonetheless. Thanks, guys, for being here. I will see you